What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream from the Scalar Learning channel. Hope you guys are having an awesome Friday. And today we are doing something that has been requested by a couple students from my subscribers, and that is to finally look at the new SAT, which I'm so excited about because I've been wanting to do this for months. It's been just a crazy time. Now the Blue Book has been released, or no, I shouldn't say months, a couple weeks since the Blue Book was released, and these official 4 practice tests have been dropped. So this is amazing. I've been wanting to check these out, and I know this is going to be good for a lot of international students who are going to be taking the new version of the SAT this March. So hopefully you guys will find this video helpful. Now, if you guys are new to the stream, welcome, and new to the channel, welcome. I do want to put it out there that the way that I do these tests, right, I say it's in real time for the first time. So what that means is I haven't taken a look at this test. I don't know anything about what it's going to entail. And that's my way. That's the way I like to do it, which is for 2 reasons. One, oh, wait 1 second. What? Oh. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Sorry about that. Just got a text I had to respond to. But the idea here is that, one, I like to do it this way because I think it's fun to be live on camera and to see it for the first time. But the other reason, the more important reason, is because I want to show you how to think and respond and react in real time. So I'm giving you an authentic test-taking experience. Meanwhile, I'm going to be talking through the test and explaining conceptually what's going down as I kind of proceed through everything. So that's the kind of gist of it. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about this new test. It's going to be all digital. I've gotten the paper versions. It's also going to be adaptive, which means depending on how well you do on the first module, the second module will be adapted. But this is the non-adaptive version, okay? So this is where it's not changing course depending on how well or how poorly I do on this first part. What's up, Karina? What's up? It matters. So is it harder? We're going to find out. I don't believe so. You know, I think it's going to be essentially the, similar difficulty as to what we normally see, but we're going to find out together, okay? And by the way, for the calculator, what the situation is for the calculators, there's going to be a Desmos calculator for everybody. It's going to be a modified version, not the full version of Desmos where you have unlimited capabilities. Now, I don't have access to that, or at least not knowingly right now. So what I've done is I've just pulled up the Google calculator as I normally do in these streams, and I'm going to just be using the 4 functions. I'm not going to be doing anything crazy graphing-wise or whatnot. So we're going to keep it really simple just to make sure we stay within those confines. And to be honest, I'll probably try and do the entire test with as little help of the calculator as possible. That's the last thing to note as well, is this test is going to be all calculator accessible. So sort of more similar to the ACT in that respect. Okay, and I believe on this first module we got, what's up, Jesse? I believe on this first module we got 27 questions, but I can't remember for sure. So anyways, let's dive into it. We're going to take the test in real time for the first time, then I'm going to grade it, and then we're going to move on. All right, and by the way, if you guys have questions or comments, put them in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer. So since I'm going to be taking it in real time, I'm not going to be looking at it too much until I finish the first module, and we'll go from there. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so excited because I am curious to see what this entails, and we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, what is 10% of 470? Boom, so that's just literally 10%. I could do it mentally, move the decimal over 1 spot. 47 is the winner. Boom, done. Number 2, which equation has the same solution as the given equation? All right, so we're going to solve typically by subtracting 6 from both sides. We got 12, divide both sides by 4. Boom, boom. And we got x equals 3. Oh, interesting. So they don't want, they want it in the simplified form. So check this out. This is actually the answer that is correct. And now when they say the same solution, right, the solution here as we solve for is x equals 3. Guess what? X equals 3 satisfies this equation as well. 3 times 4 is 12. None of the other ones work, so we've got double verification done. Number 3, total cost of notice to rent a surfboard consists of a $25 service fee and a $10 per hour rental fee. Okay, I'm going to start writing that out. That's a linear equation. 25 flat fee, that's my y-intercept. 10 is my slope. Boom. A person rents a surfboard for t hours. Let's change that x to t. T hours and intends to spend a maximum of 75. So that means this whole thing is going to be less than or equal to 75. Now, just as a quick note, I'm building this before looking at the equations or inequalities and the answer choices, which I do recommend. So I think that is really helpful for me. So I'm building it out, and then it says which inequality represents this. I already got it, and I may as well have that representation. It doesn't really waste any time. B is close but out. D is the winner, right? Correct y-intercept, that, boom, everything is good. We're moving on. Number 4. The function g is defined by blah, 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 for which value is g of x equal to 25. So we're going to plug and chug. This is function notation. 25 goes into g of x. 25 equals x squared plus 9. And then we're going to solve like so. Subtract 9 from both sides. X squared equals 16. Then we're going to take the square root of both sides. By the way, this gives me a plus or minus solution, right? Both positive and negative 4 work, but they only have the positive solution. Boom, done. By the way, just checking, plug it back into the original. 4 squared, 16 plus 9, 25, done. 5. Each face of a 14-sided die is labeled with a number from 1 through 14, with a different number appearing. If the die is rolled one time, what's the probability of rolling a 2? So check this out. This is how we do probability. We've got one chance to get a 2, right? Because there's 14-sided. Everything is 1 through 14. So I got one shot of getting a 2 out of a total of 14 possibilities. There's my probability. A is the winner. Done. Number 7. Wait, did I get 5? 6. Here we go. Sorry. A printer produces posters at a constant rate of 42 posters per minute. At what rate in posters per hour? All right, so this is a, wait, what? Is this free response? Let me see. Oh, this is strange. Oh, wow, that's so cool. So I guess it throws in free response problems in the midst of the multiple choice, which is very interesting. Okay, I literally did not know that. So let's say we have 42 posters per 1 minute, and I want to convert this to per hour. So check it out. I'm going to use dimensional analysis. We're going to say minutes to hours, right? So I have minutes on the bottom. I need minutes on the top to cross cancel. Then I say, what is the equivalency? There's 60 minutes to 1 hour. So then the minutes cancel, minutes cancel. Now to get the answer, I do 60 times 42, which I'll use for the calculator just to be safe, but we can do this quickly. 2, that's 12, carry the 1, 25. So the answer is 2520. Let's double check. 42 times 60, 2520, boom, done. All right, interesting. Let's go on to number 7. The function is defined by equation. What is the value of fx when x equals 4? Again, this is function notation, plug and chug. They want the function value, aka the y value. So I'm going to plug it in. 7 times 4 plus 2, that's 28. Plus 2 is 30 for the win, done. Okay, 31 minutes to go, and we're looking good. So now number 8, a teacher is creating an assignment worth 70 points. The assignment consists of questions worth 1 point and 3 points, right? Which equation represents a situation? Got it. Okay. Again, here's the deal, right? We got 70 points that we can get to total, which they all have on that side. And then, so we got a list of questions that are 1 point. X is the number of 1 point. So 1 times X, right? If I get 5 of those right, I get 5 points. So that represents that. Then I need the points I'm getting from Y. So for every question I get right on Y, I get 3 points, hence 3Y. So X plus 3Y equals 70. D is the winner. I have a 1 there. It doesn't matter, right? Anything times 1 is itself. Okay, number 9. All right, they're talking about triangles. I'm going to draw them out, and they're talking about similar right triangles. What does that mean? That means proportionate. They look like the same shape, but they're different sizes, and they say they're right triangles. So check this out. Boom. And we've also got this one like this. All right, boom and boom. Okay, so we got L, M, N. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me do this the way that they're doing it, because it says angle M has a measure of 53. So let's make this one M. I don't know. It doesn't matter. And it does, so we'll say L and we'll say N. So L, M, N correspond to P, Q, R. So you see, I have to do it in the same order. P, Q, L, M, N, P, Q, R, because we're doing the first with the first, second with the second, etc. Okay, angle M has a measure of 53. Guess what? That means angle Q. Oh, and that's the answer. They just want the corresponding angles, because since I know that M corresponds with Q, they're both the middle angles in the 3 letters. Angle M and Q are the same, so B is 53. Boom, done. Number 10, the solution to given system equation, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so what is the value of X? Now, we can do, normally I like to do elimination, but this is perfect for substitution. So watch what I'm going to do. Y equals negative 3X. I'm going to take that and I'm going to plug it in for Y in the bottom equation. 4X plus negative 3X equals 15. Combine 4X plus negative 3X is X equals 15. C is the winner, done. We're going to check for Y just to be safe. Negative 3 times 15 is negative 45. So now we're going to check in the second equation, make sure that works. 4 times 15 is 60. Plus negative 45 is indeed 15. Boom, done. Whoops. Okay, let me just get a sip of water. Okay, 11. 1 second. Which of the following equations is the most appropriate for the linear model? So a couple things we're going to note. One, it's got a negative slope, right? It's going down. I'm going to immediately, let me pull this up here so you can see. I'm going to immediately eliminate C and D because those are positive slopes, 1.9, 1.9. We need a negative slope. We also have a positive y-intercept of approximately 10, right? That's what it looks like if I continued this out. This is a negative y-intercept of negative 10. That's out. B is the winner. Done. Okay. So we're seeing a mix of easy / medium level problems is what I would say so far. The graph of y equals fx shown where the function is defined as boom, 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 boom. For how many values of x does f of x equal 0? Again, what is that talking about? Function notation. Where's the function value equals 0, aka y equals 0? I see 3 spots. I'm going to do it in red. Whoops, it's too big. Okay, so I got 1, 2, and 3. Oh, that's it. How many values of x? That's all they're asking. -1, 4, and 7. So it's 3 values. Let me get the right thing back. That's 3 values. Boom, done. Number 13. Vivian bought party hats cupcakes for $71. Each package of party hats cost $3. Each cupcake costs $1. So I'm just kind of making a little equation here. And then the party hats will say is x. And the cupcakes is y, all right? Vivian bought 10 packages of hats, which is x. That's 30 plus y equals 71. And again, y is my number of cupcakes. So all I got to do now that I have this nice equation is subtract 30 from both sides. We got y equals 41 for the win. Boom, done. And number 14, what is one of the solutions given equation? Sweet, let's factor. Whoops. Factor. Z. What multiplies to -24 adds to 10? That would be positive 12 and -2, right? So that multiplies to -24 adds to 10. So my two solutions are -12, positive 2. Now, in the old SAT, right? The current SAT, I should say, we cannot have negative answers in the free response. I'm going to assume the same, so I'm going to choose 2. I don't know if that's true. We'll find out at the end. Okay, number 15, bacteria growing in liquid growth medium. There were 300,000 during an initial observation. This sounds like an exponential equation, so I'm going to start with that 300,000 as my initial value. Number doubles every 3 hours. Now, what I'm about to do, I don't know if you need to do. Haven't finished the question, but I'm going to do it anyways. So it's doubling every 3 hours. So this means when I plug in 3, it's going to be like 2 to the first power. It's going to double once. When I plug in 6, it's going to be 2 to the second, right? 6 over 3, 2. So I know I've got an accurate representation. Anyways, then it says how many cells per milliliter will there be at 15 hours? I got an equation. I can plug and chug and do it this way. So watch this. 300,000 times 2 to the 15 over 3, which is the 5th power. Now, I can do this probably without a calculator, but I'll do it. I already know it's D, but I'll show you why. 2 to the 5th, if you have it memorized, is 32. 32 times 3 is 96. 32 times 300,000 is 9.6 million. So D is the winner. Now I'm going to give you a backup method. Okay. So it doubles every 3 hours. So check this out. You could be like at 0, it's 300,000. 3 hours, it's double. 6 hours, it's double. 9 hours, it's going to double. 12 hours, it's going to double, right? This is 4,800, really 4.8 million. And then 15 hours is going to double one more time, 9,600. Hence, D is the winner. Done. 16. Which expression is equivalent to this? So what are they doing? They're factoring. Okay, let me just see. The GCF is going to be 6. The GCF is going to be greatest common factor. And then we got x squared and we got y squared. Oops. And then left inside is going to be x to the 6th plus 2. Okay, so I took a shot at like just factoring out the GCF, assuming that was what they wanted, and that is C. You see? Because it's literally the exact same. But I'm going to check the other ones. Obviously, this is wrong and this is wrong because where's the plus, right? You can't combine those. This one, if I redistribute it, I get 6x to the 6th because we add the exponents when we multiply. C is the winner. Done. Okay, we're on to 17. Neighborhood consists of 2-hectare park and 35-hectare residential area. Total number of trees in the neighborhood is this. Okay. Wait, 2-hectare and 35-hectare. 3, 9, 3, 4. The equation, blah, blah, blah. Oh, there's the equation. Which defines the best interpretation of x? Got it. So of a 2-hectare park, the total number of trees. So, oh, I know what it is. It's the, okay, so this is interpretation. And I like to see what I'm doing here. I'm doing it just how, like, I'm doing it for real, right? So I'm trying to answer it before I look at the answer choices. So if I say X is the number of, what did it say? 2 hectare parks. No, wait, where does it say? Consists of a 2 hectare neighborhood. Let me read this again. Consists of a 2 hectare park and a 35 hectare residential area. Yeah. So X is going to be, that's obviously the 2 hectare park, right? So that's going to be the number of trees per hectare of the park. Because let's say I have 10 trees per hectare at the park, then that would be 20 trees. That makes sense. In the residential area, let's say I have 3 trees per hectare in the residential area, then you'd plug it in here and you'd have 105 for the residential area. So again, the X is the trees per hectare in the park. And that looks like literally A right there. Let me just double check the rest of them. Trees per hectare. Nope. Because that would be Y or 35 or Y. Nope. And nope. Okay, we're good. Number 18. The graph shows a relationship between number of shares of stocks company A and the number of shares of stock from company B. Which following could represent this relationship? Got it. Here's how I'm going to do it right off the bat. We've got a value of 0.40. We've also got a value of 60, 0. I'm just taking the coordinates. They want an equation. Granted, they look like to be in standard form, but let's just do our thing. So first I'm going to calculate the slope. It's difference. God, this thing is glitching. My tablet, sorry. So it's 40 minus 0, difference of the y's, over 0's minus 60, difference of the x's. So it's a slope of negative 2/3 and a y-intercept of 40. I can come up with the equation as such. Y equals negative 2/3 x plus 40, but they have it in standard form. Standard form, we get the x's and the y's together, so I'm going to add 2/3 x like this. Last step, I don't want any fractions, so I'm going to multiply everything by 3, that denominator. So I get 2x plus 3y equals 120. Now let's look at the choices. Oh, they don't have that. So they have it in 2x plus 3y equals 120. So that's the same as this one. So they took this equation in standard form. They multiplied everything by 4, and they got 8, they got 12, and they got 480, right? 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 12 is 180, or 120 is 480, excuse me. B is the winner, move it on, done. Number 19. Here we go. Circle A has a radius of 3n, and circle B has a radius of 129n. Okay, let's draw these out. So we got A, boom, radius 3n. B, boom, whoops, and 129n, okay? The area of circle B, ooh, interesting. Okay, it doesn't even matter about the n, right? It's irrelevant. Oh, there's a shortcut for this. I'm gonna show you 2 ways to do this. First way, I'm gonna actually calculate the areas. I'm gonna ignore the n, because who cares, right? So it's pi, and I could keep the n in there. It's just gonna be an extra n squared. But let's say pi r squared, pi r squared. Again, you see if we're comparing, the pi's are irrelevant as well. So it's really 3 squared, and it's really 1, so that's obviously 9. And this is 129 squared, whoops, 129 squared, and that is 16641. And so 16641 divided by 9 gives you 1849. So that's how many times. But there's a shortcut, okay? If I have radius, aka a measure of length of 2 objects, 2-dimensional objects, if I can figure out the kind of ratio between the two, which is 1 to 43, all right? To get the ratio of the areas, it's this squared. Likewise, if I then took a sphere that was 3-dimensional with the same radii, we would take that cubed to get the ratio of the volume. So you'll see when I cube 43, it hopefully should be, what is that, 1840, square it, should be 1849, boom, double verification, and that's it. So that's the little shortcut if you want to use it. Number 20, and we got 19 minutes, so I think we're way ahead of schedule here. The frequency table summarizes 57 data values. What is the maximum data value in the set? Got it. Max is 14. Oh, wait, what? Is it just 14? Data value 14. Yeah, that's it. Oh, I think what they're testing here is whether or not you're going to choose 11 or 14. So the frequency means how many of each. So they said, what is the maximum value value, 14, simple. But what does the frequency mean? It means we have 3 6s. It means we have 3 7s. It means we have 8 8s, et cetera, et cetera. So these frequency values are more for if you need to calculate the median or the mode, but for this, you don't need it. 21. An equation of a circle, endpoints of diameter, boom, boom, r is positive. What is the value of r? Okay, they want the value of the radius. Now, if they're telling us the diameter endpoints, right? If I can calculate the distance of the diameter, take half of that, that's r. So check this out. We're going to use the distance formula, which is the difference of the y values. So let's say 4 minus 14. Do you see how it's like glitching when I'm drawing? Sorry. Plus the difference of the x values like this. And it doesn't matter if I do y or x first, right? Because you're adding. That's 0. That goes away. 4 minus 14, that's negative 10 squared, which is obviously 100. Square root of 100 is 10. So this is the distance, or this is the diameter, right? So if the diameter is 10, the radius is half of that, which is 5. Let's see how I can test it. Let's plug it in, and then we'd say x minus 2 squared to all that. Yeah, see, that was supposed to be a curved line, and it's straight line. But this would equal 25. So we're going to test. If I plug in these points, it should work. Let's test it. So 2 minus 2 is 0. 4 minus 9 is negative 5 squared is 25. That works. This one, 2 minus 2 is 0. 14 minus 9, 5 squared is 25. Boom, done. Oh, could have done it that way too. I didn't even think about it. All right, 20. We could have just plugged in. 22, the measure of angle R is this. The measure of angle T is this. No, is great. Wait, the measure of angle R is this. The measure of angle T is this, greater than R. Got it. So it's 2 pi thirds, and they're saying it's that much greater. So we're adding 5 pi 12s, common denominators. Let's do 8. Let's do 12. So 8 pi over 12. Add the two together. That's 13 pi over 12. So they want this in degrees. How do we convert from radians to degrees? We multiply by 180 over pi. Okay. Why? Because 180 degrees is equivalent to pi radians. Cancel. Cancel. And then should we use a calculator? Nah, it's okay. Let's divide by 6. Then we get 2 and 30. Divide by 2, 1 and 15. So it's 13 times 15, which is 195. The reason why I know that that's pretty accurate is because pi is 180. So this is a touch above pi, which that makes sense. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. We're good to go. 195. Done. 23. A certain town has an area of 4.36 square miles. What is the area in square yards? Okay. I have a really fun, like my favorite way to do these problems is like this. Instead of thinking about conversion of square miles to square yards when they give it in linear yards, right? Watch this. So I have 4.36 square miles. That could be like 1 mile by 4.36 miles, right? Now I have length measurements. Now I can convert the lengths. So then this becomes 1760 yards. And then that one becomes, let's see, 4.36 times 1760, which is 7673.6. So check it out. I have yards and yards. Now if I want the square yards, I literally just multiply these two values. This times 1760 is, yikes, that's huge. Oh, it's D. Huh. All right, perfect. It's the only one that's even close, so that's it. I don't think I made a silly mistake. Let me double check. 4.23, 4.36, 4.36, 1. Boom, boom. Yeah, that looks great. All right, 24, we're almost done. For the line H, the table shows 3 values of X and their corresponding values of Y. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, it's going up by 5. Okay. Is it linear? Corresponding. Oh, it is a line. It is a line. Got it. Line K is the result of translating H, and this is H, down 5 in the XY plane. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. They want the x-intercept, so check this out. I'm not going to play their game because I think this is considered a hard level question. But watch what I'm going to do. I'm just going to create my equation on the line. Subtract down. 130 minus 60 is negative 30. I'm calculating slope. 18 minus 23 is negative 5. Guess what? I got a slope of 6, and I got a coordinate of 18 and 130. I can create my equation. Y minus 130. What am I doing? Point slope, right? 6 times x minus 18. Now we're going to distribute. We've got y equals 6x, 6 times negative 18, 60, 48, negative 108, and then plus 130. So I'm kind of merging some steps. I'm adding 130 to that side. And I get an equation of y equals 6x plus 130 minus that is 22. Now, it says I'm translating it 5 units down, right? So here the y-intercept is 22. I'm just going to change it to y equals 6x plus 17. So I'm literally moving it down. That's what it said, right? So the y-intercept is now 5 units lower. And it says, what is the x-intercept? So what is an x-intercept? It's when the y value is 0. We're on the x-intercept. So I'll plug in 0 for y, and I get 0 equals 6x plus 17, and then I isolate for x. 6x equals negative 17, divide by 6, divide by 6. Come on, let's go, D. So that's a pretty hard question, but we got through it. 25. In the xy plane, let me get the timer up. In the xy plane, the graph the equation, boom, 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 intersects line y equals c at exactly 1 point. What is the value of c? I can already tell you, right, that if it's going to intersect it once and it's a horizontal line, we're talking about intersecting it at the vertex, okay? So what I want to know is what's the y value of this vertex. So I'm going to calculate the vertex. We're going to use negative b over 2a. That's negative 9 over 2 times negative 1, which is negative 2. That means the x value of the vertex is at 4.5, but we need the y value of the vertex. So I'm going to plug it into the equation, and we're going to get it, and we're good to go. So we got 4.5 squared with a negative, right? So we got, that's negative 20.25. And then, so let's do times, I don't know, negative 1. And then we do plus 9 times 4.5, right? I'm just doing it piece by piece. And then minus 100. And there we go, negative 79.75, which is probably C. But let's double check that. Yep, 79.75, negative, and that's it. Value C. So that's the only way, because you think about it. This is a parabola going down, right? So if I go here, horizontal, here, it's going to have 2. If I go above, it's going to have 0. Only when it touches that vertex is it going to be 1 point. Okay, 2 left. 26, for each real number, which of the following points lies on the graph of the equation in the xy plane in the given system? What? Okay, this looks crazy. Let's see. For each real number r, which of the following points lies on the graph of each equation? So basically we have to solve for this, but this is so strange with the r, right? Okay, whatever. Let's not even think about it and fall into their trap. So I'm going to multiply the top by negative 5. Oh, look at this. They're the same. Watch this. Okay, so if I multiply the top by 5, I get 10x plus 15y equals 35. They're the same line. So for each real number r, which of the following points lies on the graph of each equation? So as long as it lies on one, it lies on the other. And here's the deal. So I'm going to plug in r for x. Okay, watch this. I think I got an idea. I'm going to plug in r for x, and then we get the corresponding y value to, and then I'm going to subtract 2r, 3y equals 7 minus 2r divided by 3. So that means if my x value is r, my y value is this. And that is, oh, what a bummer. It's not there. So they divided by 3. Okay, so let's go the other way. Let's plug in r for y and see if we can get a corresponding x. So, because I think these are wrong. Because if I get r, it should be 7/3 minus 2r over 3. It's so close to C, but I think it's wrong. This is a great question. I've never seen a question like this before. So let's plug in r for y. So we get 2x plus 3r equals 7, and we'll do the same thing. 2x equals, how much time do we have? 10 minutes. 2x equals 7 minus 3r divided by 2. So the x value is 7 minus 3r, which I think they broke up as 7/2 minus 3r over 2, which is here. Yes, it's B. See? Look at this. So when the y value is r, we got negative 3r over 2 plus 7/2. God, that is an interesting question. And like literally, this is the first time I've seen it. So I'm going to have to think about strategically what to do in this situation as I see more of these ones like this. But anyways, hope that was helpful. 27, last one. Perimeter of an equilateral triangle. So let's draw it out. Is 624. That means each side is the same. So Each side would be what, 208, right? 208, 208, 208. And the height of this triangle is k times the square root of 3, k root 3, where k, what is 5k? Got it. So what we can do here is when we draw this height, right, we're creating a 30, 60, 90, okay? Because I'm cutting, this is an equilateral all or 60, 60, 60. I cut it in half, it's 30. So then I know in a 30, 60, 90, the smallest side, now I've cut this 208 in half to 104. My smallest side, to get the other medium leg, I multiply it by rad 3. So literally that k value has to be the little leg, which is 104. And that's it. We are good to go. So let's go ahead and check it. We're going to stop the time. We got 8 minutes to spare. Let me get a sip of water. Okay. 1 second here. Oh, where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Okay. Let's see what we got. All right, math. We got B, C, D, A. B, C, D, A. For 5, we've got A, 25, 20. Perfect. 7, we got 30. B is, or 8 is D. 9 is B, 10 is C. 9 is B, 10 is C. 11 is B. Great. Okay, 12. Let's see. 12, we got C. 13, we've got 41. Let's go. 41. 14, we've got 2. Oh, see, it takes the negative. Cool. All right, so that's what the question I had. So now we can do negatives for your response. That's interesting. All right, then we got D, C, A, B. D, C, A, B. And then 19, we've got D, 14, 15, D. Oh, I got 5. It said, oh no, it is 5. 14, 5, not 15. Ooh, good. 22 is C, 23 is D. 24 is D. Great, that's terrific. Okay, 25 is C, 26 is B. And let's go. We got them all right. Okay, I'm going to quickly look to see if you guys have any questions. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, guys. Okay, so I can't do those ones again because I got to keep rolling because I got to finish this before I go to my workout session. So we're just going to keep rolling. Now, this is module 1. Now we're about to do module 2, which I believe is supposed to be harder. We're about to find out. So again, we have 35 minutes, and we're going to do our thing. Okay. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 35. We're going to set the timer. Got the calculator queued up. All right. Let's see. We got, and thank you guys for the support, by the way. I do want to say thank you. I really appreciate it. And the likes, the comments, all that stuff helps the engagement massively. So I really appreciate all of it. Thank you. Thank you. Wait, let me make sure my coffee is, oh, yay, it's warm. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Tilly earns P dollars for every W hours of work. Which expression represents the amount of money in dollars Tilly earns for 39 W hours of work? So 39 W what? That is the hours. So P dollar. So it's literally P times 39 W. Equal what? Which expression represents the amount of money? But that doesn't make any sense. P dollars for every W of work. So this would be the total amount of money, right? Which expression represents the amount of money in dollars? Well, I guess it's 39P. I feel like this is a typo. Wouldn't it be 39 hours? Why are they saying 39 W hours? Because then it would be P39W. You see? I think that's a mistake or a typo. It's so strange. I don't like it. All right, we're just going to roll with it and move on because nothing else makes sense because it should be P dollars times the number of hours you work. Why are you minusing or subtracting or even dividing? Which expression represents the amount of money in dollars? Yeah, I think it's right. I think it's a typo. For a training program, one rides a bike an average of 5.7 minutes per mile. Which function M models the number of minutes it will take to ride X miles at this rate? So models the number of minutes. Okay, so wait. Let me see if I can get the. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm blank. Following function models the number of minutes. So take one. Distance equals rate times the number of minutes. Okay, so they've twisted they've modified the distance equals rate times time formula. That's why I'm going back to it. I'm like, wait, I'm getting confused. Distance equals rate times time. And which model is the minutes? AKA they're isolating M, so we're dividing by 5.7. So M equals X over 5.7. Yeah, these are definitely tougher out the gate. The solution is, okay, so straight up solution, let's solve for X, divide by 3, X equals 4, plug and chug, solve for Y. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12 plus Y equals negative 6, add 12, and we get Y equals 6. B is the winner, boom, done. All right, number 4. The equation gives the speed S in miles per hour of a certain car T seconds after it began to accelerate. What is the speed in miles per hour of the car 5 seconds after it began to... Wait, equation gives the speed S in miles per hour of a certain car T seconds after it began... Okay, what is the speed in miles per hour? Okay, oh, it's just plug and chug. So we plug 5 in for T. S equals 40 plus 3 times 5, which is 15. 55 is the winner. Done. 5. For the right triangle shown, A equals 4 and B equals 5. Which expression represents the value of C? So it's A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So it's 16 plus 25 equals C squared. So then to get C, we take the square root of that. 16 plus 25 is 41. So there it is, which is the same as D. All right, so they're just doing it without simplifying, but that's what we did, right? 4 squared plus 5 squared square root. Boom, done. Number 6. What is... I'm like so thirsty. I don't know what's going on. 1 second. All right, what is the solution? All we do is we subtract 5 from both sides, and we get 4x equals 160. Divide by 4, and we get x equals 40 for the win. Done. 7. The x-axis of the graph is x comma 0. What is the value of x? Wait, it's 7. That's it. It's just it's right here. That's the x-intercept. That's it. And it shows you it's right there at 7, so in between 6 and 8. The function f is defined by boom, and it's a linear function. What is the y-intercept, aka this value, negative 2, 0, oh, I almost made a mistake. 0, negative 2, right? Again, to get the y-intercept, you plug 0 in for x. So you plug 0 in, that zeroes out. You get negative 2 for the y value. Boom, done. Number 9. Let's go. The function f is defined by this. XY plane as a result shifting 2 units down. Wait, let me get my head around this. In the XY plane, the graph of y equals g of x as a result of shifting this down. So it's the same as 7x cubed minus 2. And that's it. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure I didn't understand this. I don't want to rush. F of x equals this. G of x is shifting f of x down. That's it. D is the winner. Done. Which order pairs a solution to the given system? Okay. Now, we can plug and chug and see if it works. 3, 1. Well, x is 3, so it has to be 3. And then it's 300. 3, 100, because you plug in 3 here, you get 10 squared, which is 100. Plug in 3, you don't get 3 because it's 100, so it has to be A. Number 11. Which expression is equivalent to this? All right, distribute that negative. So it's 7x cubed, and then it's plus 7x, and then it's minus 6x cubed plus 3x because the negatives cancel when it distributes. 7x cubed minus 6x cubed is 1x cubed. 7x plus 3x is 10x. A is the winner. Done. Function P is defined by this. What is the value n when p of n is equal to 56? What is the value n when the function is equal to 56? Plug and chug, function notation. 56 equals 7n cubed. Divide by 7, divide by 7. N cubed equals 8. So what is n? It is the cube root of 8, which is 2. Boom, done. Now we're going to double check. Plug 2 back in. 2 cubed is 8 times 7, 56. It works. There we go. Number 13. Sweet. Geometry. Let's see, there's parallel lines. So I mark that they're parallel. What is the value of x? Now, here's the deal, right? If this is 110, this angle here is 70 because these are sup, right? And then 70 and x are congruent because they are corresponding angles. You don't need to know the names, but you need to recognize it. So if they're congruent, that means x is 70. Boom, done. Number 14, list 10 data values shown. What is the mean of these data? All right, well, that's going to take some calculation. I'm going to try and do it without the calculator, okay? So 6 plus 8 is 14, plus 16 is 30, plus 4 and 17, that's 21, so that's 51, plus 26 is 77, plus 8 is 85, plus 5 is 90, plus 10, wow, look at that, it's 100. Divided by 10 is 10, right? Because to get mean, you take the total and then you divide by 10. All right, let's do calculator now just to be safe. So it's very interesting in these problems. You got to be extra careful to triple check your numbers. The calculator is almost more risky than doing it by hand. And I say that as with the caveat that that's only if you don't double check your numbers. Obviously, use the calculator, especially if mental math is not as fluid for you as it is for me or other people. So these are all considerations. But watch what I do. 6, 8, 16, 4, 17, 26, 8, 5, 5, 5. It looks great. It's 100 divided by 10. There's our answer. Done. Number 15. So we're more than halfway done now. We got the equation. Boom. Exponential equation. Estimated number of employees of a restaurant with T is the number of years since a restaurant opened, which defines the best interpretation of the number 5. All right. In a exponential equation, 5, that number in front is my initial value at time 0. T equals 0. So 5 is probably the initial number of employees right when it opened. And look at that. You see, I say it in my own words, and often it's there, and we don't have to do much work. 16, what is the minimum value of the given function? AKA, what is the vertex? Why do I say that? Because it's a parabola and it's opening up, right? So where is the and by the way, when they say minimum value, they want the y value of the vertex, not the x value of the vertex. So the vertex is going to be at negative b over 2a. That's the x value. Well, there is no b. So b is 0. Vertex is at 0. What's the y value? It is 55. Plug and chug. And that makes sense too because I can't get a value lower than 55. Think about it that way as well. If I plug in 1, I'm going to get 56. If I plug in negative 1, I'm going to get 56 because it's squared. Negative anything, it's all going to go up. So 55 when x is 0 is the lowest. Boom, done. Hold on, I need more water. Sorry. Each year, the value of an investment increases by 0.49% of its value of the previous year, which is the following functions. Wait, the value of an investment increases by that of the previous year. It's exponential. Even though it's very slow growth, it's still, it's obviously increasing. So it's decreasing or out, but it's exponential because it's from the previous year. If they said 0.49% of the initial year, then that'd be a constant amount and it'd be linear. But here the value is dynamic, right? Because as you get more money in the account, that percentage, that value of the increase is bigger because now you're taking a percentage of a larger number. 18. Population of Greenville increased by 7% from blank to blank. So 2015, 2016. If it's X, then it's 1.07X. If 2016 population is K times the 2000, so if 1.07X is, it's 1.07. That's all it is. So if the 2000 population is K times, yeah, it's literally what I wrote out. We're already good. You see, a lot of this stuff, that's what I'm trying to ingrain in your minds, is to do this stuff by instinct. Because why am I writing this? It's for me to get a better understanding of these word problems. And it just so happens, no coincidence, right, that it gives me the answer. Which expression is equivalent to this? This is straight conversion from rational exponent to radical. So it's really a to the 11th. It's the numerator is the power. And then the 12th root, like this. Wait, what? Why do they have 132? Oh, wait, that shouldn't be 13. That should be 12. Interesting. Oh, they did. Got it. Understood what's going on. Such a weird problem. But I know what they're doing now. Okay, so here's the deal. Really what they're talking about is they obviously multiplied the top and bottom by the same number. Well, if I multiply the top and bottom by 12, oh yeah, that's what they did. Wait a minute. Okay, let's do this. They either multiplied by 12 or 11, and that's how they're getting these equivalents. So let's do this first. First, it would be 121 over 11 times 12 is 132, right? If I multiply top and bottom by 12, I get 132 over 144. So then we'll convert these two, because that's what I'm seeing with these numbers. So it's a to the 132 and the 144th power. So that's b. So that's obviously right. But just see this one here. It would be a to the 121 and the radical 132. You see it's flipped. So that one's, I knew those numbers could work, but I figured one of them was flipped and C is out. These two are totally off. B is the winner. 19, and we got 20. More water. 1 second. An event planner throwing party. It costs the event planner a one-time fee of $35 and $10.25 per attendee. Let's say X is the number of attendees. They have a budget of 200, so it has to be less than 2 or equal to 200. What's the greatest number of attendees? Got it. Done. So we solve. So 10.25x is less than or equal to 200 minus 35, which is 165. Divide by this. 10.25. Boom. X is less than or equal to, let's use a calculator. And we get 16 and change, right? 16.1, let's say approximately. Well, we can't have 0.1 people, so 16 is the greatest number without exceeding. That's the winner. Done. 21. Hold on, let me turn on my foot warmer. My feet are freezing. Okay. If x, what is the positive value of x minus 1? Okay. What's the best way to do this? Let's just solve. So we get 4x minus 4 equals 112. I'm still going to do the second equation. This can also equal negative 112 because this may yield the positive result of x. I don't know. So we're going to add 4 to both. Oh, it won't, but we're going to add 4 to both sides. That's 116 and then divide by 4. Whoops. I can do that in my head. That is 58, 29. 4 times 29, 80. Yeah. So this one would be negative 108. This one would be 27, negative 27. So that's negative 27. This is 29. We want the positive value. And we want x minus 1. So it's 29 minus 1, which is 28. Don't forget, if you put 29, it's wrong. Now, we're going to check it. So here, I'm going to factor out the 4 inside, and it's x minus 1. Boom. So now if I plug in 28 into this, wait. Did I do that right? Oh, yeah. Sorry. And then we plug in 29, but really 28 in for x minus 1, 28. 4 times 28, 80 plus 32, 112. Boom, done. Okay, cool. A cube. Let's draw a cube. Boom, boom, boom. Has an edge length of 68. A solid sphere with a radius of 34 inches is inside the cube. Just drawing a little drawing. Such that the sphere touches the center of each face. So it's kind of like inside, right? To the nearest cubic inch, what is the volume of the space in the cube not taken up by the sphere? This is straight subtraction, okay? So we're doing the volume of the cube, which is 68 to the third power, minus the volume of the sphere. What is volume of sphere? 4/3 pi r cubed. Now, I didn't see the formula sheet at the front, so maybe you now have to memorize these formulas because it used to be there. But anyways, so we got 4/3 times pi times, what's the radius? 34 cubed. All right, let's hope we got all the numbers in there, right? I think we did. So I'm going to double check, though. So 3144, 314. So let me just double check. 749. Yeah, that sounds about right for 68 cubed. And then minus it, because it says it's not taken up by the sphere. We subtracted. I'm pretty confident I'm going to move on to 23. What is the diameter of the circle? Boom, look at this. Just know the circle formula. The radius is this squared, which means the radius is 4, which means the diameter is double, which is 8. B is the winner, done. Number 24, for the exponential function, f of 1 is k. F of 1 is k, so that means 1 comma k. Which of the following is equivalent form? Which of the following equivalent forms of the function shows the value of k as a coefficient? What? As a coefficient or the coefficient of the base, do they mean, or the base? I'm so confused. Okay. I feel like maybe this is a typo. As the coefficient or the base. Okay. For the next exponential function f, the value of f of 1 is k. Well, let's first see. Wait. F of 1 is k. So what does that mean? This is very confusing. Which of the following equivalent forms of the function f shows the value of k as the coefficient? Oh, I get it. So f of 1. So when I plug in f of 1, I should get the k value. F of 1 is k. Yes, it's got to be C. Here's why. This is a very difficult problem. Because if I plug in f of 1 to this one, I get 1 minus 1 is 0. That zeroes out. And it said f of 1 is k. That means k is 128. K is a coefficient of the base. I don't know why it says coefficient or the base. That's so weird. But I guess it's saying one or the other. Oh, maybe it is saying or. Because they want to get you confused. Is it 1.6 or 128? But look, I plug in 1. Here, I highly doubt, you see what I'm saying? Plugging in 1, I don't get 1.6 for any of these. This has got to be C. Very interesting problem. 25. A model estimates, and we got 16 minutes, so we're doing great on time. Model estimates that at the end of each year from 2015, the number of squirrels in a population was more than the squirrels at the end of the previous year. So every year, it's 150% more. Okay, that's very interesting because to represent that in an exponential, right, I take the amount it's growing, and I add it to 1. And this is, of course, in decimal form. So if I'm converting this to an exponential equation, that means what's inside the parentheses should be 2.5. I'm already going to jump to the conclusion, but we'll still make sure it's right, that it's going to therefore either be B or D. Now the question is the initial value, right? Is it either 72 or 180? That's the difference. So then it says the model estimates that by the end of 2016, right, it's 180. That means when I plug in 1 to the correct equation, I should get 180, okay? So I can already tell you that it's going to be B, and I'll show you why. If I plug in 1 here, obviously I'm not going to get 180. I'm going to get 2.5 times 180, which is 3. It's 450. But here, let's see if I can do it in my head. That's 144 plus half 72 is 36. Boom, check it out. So you plug in 1 because that's what represents 2016. You see? 0 represents 2015. And apparently the initial population is 72. Doesn't matter. Boom, done. 26. 2 left. All right. In the given pair of equations, A and B are constants. The graph of this pair of equations is a pair. Wait. Given equation, A and B are constants. The graph of the pair of these equations, these are perpendicular. Got it. Oh, which of the following pairs of equations also represent a pair of perpendicular? Got it. Okay. So first we got to solve for A and B. Hopefully we can do that. So let's calculate the slope of the top equation. It's y equals negative 5 over 7x plus 1/7. So I'm going to explain where I got that from. So check this out. I'm isolating, right? I'm subtracting 5x. I'm dividing by 7. Hence, my slope is negative 5/7. If these are perpendicular, that means the slope of the bottom one should be the opposite reciprocal, aka 7/5. So by equals negative ax plus 1 divided by b, and there's my slope, right? So that's negative a over b equals, and I said it's positive 7/5. Great. This is a complicated question. So that means 7b equals negative 5a. Okay, so we want perpendicular lines. Yikes. So this is a little bit, let me think how we can do this. So if I can do a little substitution maybe or not. All right, let's just roll with it, okay? Let's see what comes out. So this one in A, the top equation would have a slope of negative 10 sevenths. So we would want a slope of 7 over 10 here. The slope here would be A, because it's negative A, but then divided by negative 2b, which is A over 2b. And we want 7/10. So if A over B is negative 7/5, right? A over B is negative 7/5. A over 2B would be negative 7/10. But we want it to be positive 7/10. So this one's out. Okay, once again, negative 10. Oh, these are all negative 10/7. Amazing. So this one would be, I think it's this one. I think it's B. Because we'd have a slope of negative A over 2B. And since negative A over B is, God, this is so confusing. Negative A over B is 7/5. So negative A over 2B would be 7/10. So that would mean this would have a slope of 7/10. This would have a slope of negative 10/7. All right, so these are perpendicular. So I'm pretty sure B is the answer. That's a really hard question. So I'm going to go back because I have extra time and just think about this, make sure I didn't make any mistakes. And then we'll end and we'll score. Okay, this one. The given equation C is a constant equation, has no real solutions. What is the least possible value of n if C is greater than n? What are we talking about here? We're talking about the discriminant. We have no values, no real solutions. That means b squared minus 4ac, which is the discriminant, must be negative. What is b squared? It's negative, or b is negative 34. So negative 34 squared minus 4a, which is 1. Oops. And c, which is c, has to be less than 0. So what is so c has to be, the equation has no real solutions if c is greater than n. Got it. So we're going to just solve. Negative 34 squared, I'm just taking out the negative because I'm squaring it, is 1156 minus 4c is less than 0. So then it's negative 4c is less than negative 1156. Divide both sides by negative 4. Divide both sides by negative 4. And we get c is, flip the inequality and we divide both sides by negative. That divided by 4 is 289. Okay, great. So we got c has to be greater than 289. No, that's the value of n, because it says has no real solutions if c is greater than n. So what is the least possible value of n? 289. Boom, done. Okay, we got 11 minutes. Let's just double check. So once again, I'm going to make sure we have the right value here. So the slope of the top one is negative 5/7, and that means b is this one's perpendicular. So the slope is negative a over b, which has to equal positive 7/5, right? So we got negative, let me make sure we had that right. Negative a over b is positive 7/5. Beautiful. So that means a over b is negative 7/5. Great. So all of these are slope of negative 10/7. So, you know what? Oh, we can substitute, actually. That might be, let's do that as a separate way to check. So we know, so if let's say A equals negative 7/5 B. So it's not going to be pretty. No, that's so much worse. Never mind. That's like terrible. So here again, we had the slope of A over 2B. And since A over B was negative 5/7, negative 7/5, excuse me, so it'd be negative 7/10, but this is a negative slope anyway, so that's out. This one is positive 7/10, and we got a slope of negative 10/7. That works. This one would be a slope of negative 2A over B, which is 14/5, which doesn't work. And the top one has an equation here of 5/7. This would have an equation of negative A over B, which is 7/5. So they're reciprocals, but they're not opposite reciprocals. So I'm confident with that answer. We're going to stop the timer and we're going to grade it. All right. Wow, that was intense. This is an interesting test. Some of these questions were definitely difficult. I think I just had a little bit of nerves going through because I didn't know what to expect. And yeah, but I think we got them. Let's see here. So number one, we've got ADBD. What? I got the second question wrong. Are you kidding me? Okay, so I got this one wrong. Number two, it says it's D. How did I get that wrong? Let me look here. So it says for training pro. One of you guys caught that, and if I apologize. Which of the following models the number of minutes? Okay, let me do this again. So Juan rides his bike at an average of 5.7 minutes per mile. So that's rate. Rate times time. Which of the following functions models M the number of minutes? So rate times time equals distance. And it says, what did it say the answer is? D? 5.7x. Which of the following functions models M the number of minutes it will take for Juan to ride X miles? Number of minutes. Wait a minute. Oh, 5.7 minutes. How did I do this wrong? 5.7 miles per minute times the number of minutes equals X. What's the number of minutes it will take? So if we ride, well, obviously D makes way more sense. Why did I answer A? Because if you ride 1 mile, it's 5.7 minutes. If you ride 2 miles, it's 10.4 minutes. How did I do this wrong? I'm so confused. Wait, distance equals rate times time. Oh my God. 5.7. I'm literally just like baffled right now that I got this wrong. Because now it does actually make total sense. Hold on, let me just process this. So how did I get this so wrong? X is the number of miles. So I'll do 5.7 minutes per mile times 1 minute. Oh, I get it. I get what they did. You see what they said? They said 5.7 minutes per mile, not miles per minutes. So I completely misread that. That's so sneaky. I've never seen that before in the SAT. So that's very interesting. So this one is incorrect. And it's because it's 5.7 minutes per mile. You see that? And that means that the actual, how do I do the conversion to an actual rate? And it's kind of a waste of time because really this was just, because they flipped it, it's as simple as, hey, that's the new equation because the rates flip, so we flip the time and the distance. I should check that. I should have plugged in some values and double checked it, but I didn't. And I just went straight to distance equals rate times time. So if I want to convert that, if it's 5.7, so that's how many minutes? So 1 minute per. So if I divide by 5.7, let me see here. Whoops. 5.7. Let's see if I can do this. 1 divided by 5.7. So here's the actual rate. It's 0.175 miles per minute. So this would be what it was. This times distance equals, it'd be like this. Distance equals rate times time, which is the number of minutes. And then you divide by 0.175. You can see this is a waste of time, right? Because we're going to get back to the same thing. And then 1 divided by that answer is, of course, 5.7. So it is D. Apologize for the mistake, but hopefully that was a useful mistake. And that's what goes down. We take a test in real time for the first time. Okay, let's see. Let's see number 3 and 4. That's so sneaky, though. So sneaky. All right. B and D. Boom and boom. Let's see. I hope I didn't make any other mistakes like that. But now I'm questioning everything. 5 is D, 47. D, 47. B, D, A, A. B, D, A. A. Cool. 12 is A. And then 70 and 10. And then we got 15 is A, B, C, C, A, B, C, C. 19 is B, 16, 28, B, 16, and 28. 22 is A, sweet. 23 is B, 24 is C, 25 is B, legend. And then we got another B in the mix. That problem is wild. And then we got for the win, 289. I shouldn't say win because we did get one wrong, but there we go. There is the first run through. Finally, we got them. And we're going to do more of these. We got the other two practice tests downloaded. So I'm going to start releasing those videos as well. Let me see quickly. We got questions because I got to bounce in like 2 minutes. I love that you guys are talking to each other. By the way, if you guys haven't joined our Discord server yet, we got an amazing community on Discord. It's in the description link below. It's totally free. I'm on there, but I'm mostly there posting when I'm going to do live streams. But it's really for you guys to collaborate and to work together, maybe even make a study group, these types of things. So I definitely recommend that. I want to see if anybody caught that mistake. That is wild. So just FYI, I've never seen a trick like that on the current SATs where they switch the rates, where they say minutes per mile, and they don't even like italicize it or underline it, right? That's so tricky. Never have I seen that. So perhaps these types of little nuances might be in the mix. The way I could have caught that is easily just looked at these equations. I mean, look, this is the obvious choice, but I was thrown off. But the thing is, it's like I know that if I go 1 mile, it's going to take me 5.7 minutes. But see, it's so tricky because of this wording, so you have to really be careful. But 2 miles, I should be 11.4. This is the only one that gives me the correct value, so that's a way you can double check it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. If you like this video, please click that like button. If you want to see more from the Scalar Learning channel, make sure to click subscribe. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I'll see you in the next video.